Well, it must be Taco Tuesday.
Yes. Finally.
Yeah, Taco Tuesday. That's today. All right, let's go get some tacos. I'm getting hungry now talking about it.
I'm gonna say, yeah. They still have like the row of Jessica's taco trucks downtown.
Well, there's that huge, thing where they're all in that parking lot now.
Yeah. I still haven't been there.
I haven't either. It's not. I was in one in LA when I did down towards LA when I did a speakeasy with Steve Sims. Oh no, San Jose. It was actually San Jose, I think it was, or over that way. It was very unique. And then when we were in Vegas, we were at the Container Places, kind of the same thing, but not with taco trucks, but just different restaurants in containers.
Interesting.
Yeah, you just got to do it at the right time, which is not now.
Yeah.
It's too hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe if they're serving breakfast stuff, right?
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing about even here when you wake up and it's already 71 or 72 and you're like, today's gonna be warm.
Yeah, that's when you know it's like gonna be triple digits, probably, right?
Yeah, that's like yesterday. I rode my bike to work. It was like, oh, it's so nice and cool.
Yeah,
especially when you're going 24 miles an hour. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Mar-a-Lago. No, that's not what.
Oh yeah, let's touch on that one. It's real estate, right?
Well, yeah, it's like, come on. You know what? Other past presidents have taken actual furniture out of the White House and had to be told, hey, bring that stuff back. Nobody went to their house with the FBI and started loading up those pieces of furniture they stole.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this shakes out, but I don't think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's just, it's politics. What do you want? It's still market. It's a great place over there. I get, I'm surprised they were able to get through the gate. I wonder if they had to ram it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right. So let me make sure that I didn't miss anything here that needed to be talked about. Nope. All right. So we wanted to kind of talk about the current market for sellers, because I think sellers are not used to this market.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift that we're seeing, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of that has to do with just, the changes in interest rates, and just the general uncertainty. There's really, as we've talked about, kind of at exhaustion, the rates haven't gone up a crazy amount. But if you listen to the news every day, they're going to make it sound like it's the end of the world, right?
Right.
And that's how they keep you watching. But so with that, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say rates have gone up. I mean, compared to what people are, and that's the problem is most young people are used to really low rates because that's all they've seen for the past, 3 years or whatever. And prior to that, we are, right here. But most people, they were not in the market or they weren't part of it. Once you see it, it's hard to unsee.
Exactly. Right. Or it takes time. It takes time.
And that's where we're at. It's taking time. And then people are like jumping all over. I'm telling you, it's really busy out there in certain places.
Yeah.
I think certain price points are really doing really well and other price points aren't doing as well.
It's kind of weird, man, because it's like the price point in the middle is the one that I see is kind of just hanging out there in the market. Right. So you got the stuff that's, 750 and above, that stuff's moving, and first time home buyer stuff is moving again. But it's like the second home, like someone stepping up,
right? Like
that price point, like 5 to 650. Those are kind of hanging out in the market.
You know why, right?
Well,
because they got a 2.75 or 3% on their current home, and to move up, that thing's a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, if they refied, when the market
didn't refi, dude.
Oh man. You're looking at him.
Yeah. You should have. I talked to you about it.
I know.
Anyway, you could have, had a 15-year and been done with that thing. But yeah, that's the issue. I think that people are just a little gun shy, and they're thinking things are going to fall apart and wait for it to drop 50,000. I had a guy who's looking in the 1.2 million range, and he's like, should I wait to see if the things drop some more? I could try more. They haven't dropped at all. It's just everybody's nicer now.
Yeah.
I was talking to Courtney Buford in Las Vegas, and he's an agent there. And I said, how's it going? He's like, oh, dude, I lost 3 million this last weekend, or 1.7. It's just because people come there to work and then they decide it's hot and I don't want to go through with the contract, right? Or something,
Gotcha.
Just little things that can come up. All right. So it wasn't 3 million. It was like 1.2, whatever. It was a few deals. And the issue with that is you get into contract and you're moving somewhere, things change, right?
Yeah.
But he's just like, the biggest thing I've seen is you can get money for closing costs now. You can get money for repairs now. You can get stuff you weren't able to get before.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been talking about for like the few weeks is, you're able to get a little bit more. And now I had a guy from Southern California that I'm helping do another larger loan. And he's like, hey, I'm hearing they're working with us now. So what can I get? If I get a point from the seller, what does that do to my rate? What I mean? It's just stuff they wouldn't even thought about before.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's
and this is where it needed to be back to.
It did exactly right.
Yeah.
So we've gotten used to just kind of a bully market with sellers. Now I really like it. I think it's a little fair. We're seeing price reductions, and appraisals are coming in.
Price improvements because they're improving to what they should be.
Well, I'm going to say appraisals were coming in at some of these values, but then say they followed a contract, go back on the market, doing a price reduction just to draw more traffic, right?
Right. But I'm having them come in like this last one, and they got it for 20, I think it was 40,000 under the appraised value. And he's like, so I did good. I go, no, you just lowered the price of your house.
Yeah.
I said, because what it closes for is your new value.
Yeah. Obviously, it's that 40,000 is going to take him a year or two to build that equity back up, right?
Right, but the thing, he's dumping it. He's selling the house to do this. So, gotcha. And he understands the rates and what we're going to do, refinancing later and that kind of stuff. So, there's a lot of stuff that you can do later. Don't get the house now because there's not a lot of competition. But as soon as these rates start going back, and because this inflation and then the recession that we're going to be in, I don't care what they say. It's going to, and we'll see what this next quarter brings. If all of a sudden it goes the complete opposite, because we're not in one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Supposedly some numbers this week, tomorrow is going to tell us where we're at. So inflation wise, if it did make some changes, some people were saying that July was going to be less inflationary than other months. And there's less people. We're not using as much petroleum as we were using, during some of the times where and pre-pandemic or during the pandemic. That's kind of where we're at. Well, I can see it. People don't want to freaking pay these prices.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just because we're getting squeezed at the pump, man. Yeah. I mean, now that's an actual expense you got to plan when you take the family out of town for the weekend, right? It's like, yeah, well, there's going to be $200 in gas,
right. Well, it's like we used to drive to Vegas, and I'm like, it might be cheaper to fly. Plus, I don't have to waste 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. And there's nothing worse than coming back from Vegas. When you're driving back from Vegas, unless you come back like on a Tuesday, if you come back on Sunday like everyone else, you're gonna get stuck at the Nevada border, right?
Yeah, come Monday.
Yeah.
Or just leave at a decent. It's like leaving the mountains, dude. If you leave at the wrong time, you're in a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
If you're leaving when everybody's leaving the campgrounds, you're SOL.
If you're going up there 4th of July weekend, right?
Well, that's like, it's why we didn't buy in Tahoe, is because everybody's like, oh yeah, we go up there. We used to go up a lot. And then during the 3-day weekends, it's like takes 8 hours. Because of traffic. Yeah. And that's why we picked where we picked.
Yeah. So trust me, that's good, man. I have some friends that live in Tahoe, and
if you live there, it's different.
Well, I was going to say, but they've been there about 6 years now, and all I hear about is how much they hate the locals. Or I mean, the visitors.
Yeah. Well, that's how we were in San Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, people. It was constantly stickers on people's cars. Thanks for visiting. Now leave your daughter. Because it was, but that's how it is. It's like Hawaii, other places. That's what they live off of. And these places live off the tourists. Anyway, we're way off subject. Let's go back to real estate. Real estate is still a great investment. We don't see a bubble still. I know we've been saying this over and over and over again, but I just want to reiterate, sellers in this market, it's a kinder, gentler market right now, meaning on the seller side. No longer can you take it or, take this job and you have to work with people. That's how it should be. This is what's going to stop 22 to 28% appreciation that we've been going through, down to more of a 10% or 7%, which is what we want, a more stable market that we can keep people getting into homes.
Well, yeah, otherwise people just gonna get priced out of the market.
They're already priced out. 3 years of that, it just destroyed our market.
And I can say, and then the only people that can afford homes are the big investors, right?
Right. Yeah.
Then we all become
it's not
renters.
The people that are going to be audited by the IRS going forward.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for that audit next year, right?
No, 75 last year, 50% of all people audited made $75,000 or less.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Nope. because they don't have representation, and they can hit them and go, give us 5 or 10 grand.
Yeah.
And they can do 20 of those in the time it takes them to do somebody who makes 500,000 or greater, because they have accountants, attorneys, other people helping them. That's the problem.
They've got people.
That's the problem. When they say we're not raising taxes, no, we're just going to get people to chase you down and beat money out of you.
Yeah, it's like the bully, right? Shaking you down for your lunch money.
Yeah, worse than that. Not going to leave you a dime.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so sellers managing expectations in a changing market. That's all I really want to talk about. Is used to be you listed on a Thursday and you go over offers on Monday, and
couple weeks now, man.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I know average. Averages are always kind of skewed, right? But I know average days on market is like 14, to 17.
How long?
Yeah.
14, 17 days.
And I was going to say,
you know how long my property was on the market up in Twain Harte before we bought it?
How long?
6 years.
6 years. Oh man. That's a lot of renewed contracts.
So don't complain about 14 days is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, so I did kind of a survey the other day, right? And there were 52 homes in like a 3-mile radius from my listing that had been on the market in between 60 to 100 days. So it's happening, and it's not
overpriced, almost overpriced, and then sold is at price.
Well, or
just don't overprice your house.
Screaming deal. Right. People are like, okay, this is such a good deal, I can't pass it up.
Right. But just be careful. I mean, price it right. It'll sell. Just be careful. Just, it's the price point. What is it?
Yeah.
If you're in that range you talked about, you might have to, clean up some more stuff. Do this, paint everything. Make sure there's no scrapes on doors and others, clean it up if you're wanting 500. Because I'm shocked, but my house came in and that's like only not even 2,000 square foot home and 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. And it's like, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate it. That's just ridiculous. I couldn't imagine buying my house at the price that it's, worth.
No.
Yeah. Because I bought it for a third of what it's worth.
Trust me, I understand, man. I hope to see a fair market in the future.
This is a fair market.
Well, it's fair for right now, but I'm talking like, we always refer back to 2018, 2019.
Well, I think that was a freaking great recession and we lost a housing crisis. We're not going to have a housing crisis.
No, I know, but I saw more families getting into homes,
But there was more homes to be gotten into. That's our problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to build them and they'll come.
I know. We keep beating the same drum, right?
They haven't built them. We used to build 1,000 homes in Modesto. We're at 100 a year. Figure that one out. Yeah, that means you're going to get 100 new people here, and then people have to leave in order to get people into their houses.
Yeah, and I think the mass exodus from California to different states, has pretty much slowed down. So getting inventory from that, I don't see it happening.
And people coming back wanting their inventory back.
I had one of those, return clients, but I wouldn't mind it.
And they're buying up in Calaveras County now.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Gotcha.
Make it a great day. Bobby, thanks for being here today. I want to thank everybody who's watching. I should say thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. And if you reach out to us after this is on, and just put replay hashtag and we'll look at the comments and then talk about our next show. Again, I'll see Bobby here back on Thursday. Everybody make it a great day. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, Ed.